Hello everyone, this is Fred Nwankwo again, coming to you with another episode of Bold Talk on Allen TV. And a lot has been going on the last week in Nigeria, most of it geared towards preparation for the 2023 elections. And I'm really happy that besides minor things here and there, we haven't seen any political violence breaking out between the three parties. And I think we should applaud them for that. And while we're doing that, we also need to caution supporters of the different parties, regardless of who you support, to focus on your candidate. Talk and bring out the best in your candidate. It doesn't do any of us any good to be bad-mouthing anybody or accusing them of what they, for the most part, did not do, that are just speculations. It doesn't mean we cannot bring in some of the attributes they have that may not have been in the interest of Nigeria, but in that case, you're bringing in facts you could prove in court.
Like in all the nations of the world, the powerful political elites will determine who governs us. Like a proverbial knees on our necks, this nation is choking. We can no longer breathe. There is a shortage of air. We need to allow this nation thrive. I'm pleading with you tonight on behalf of millions of our people, more than 10 million of their children who are out of school, and more than half of the population who are in abject poverty. This nation cannot be taken as a private enterprise anymore. You, the ordinary Nigerian, can no longer keep quiet. The nation belongs to all of us. And this time around again, no sitting on the fence. We must speak up to rescue this nation. The continent of Africa is waiting for its giant to rise up and flourish. That is why 2023 election is a make or mar. Look, this nation cannot make a mistake with the choice of its next leader. It is a must we get it right. If you employ the best hands to run your private companies, we should have the best of us run the affairs of this nation.
And basically, I gave that little intro because today I really want to start my process of reaching out to people from different parts of Nigeria. It's obvious, and I'm not hiding it. I'm wearing it with my chest pumped out, that in 2023, my support is for Peter Obi. My recording and many of my recordings moving forward is to try and sell Peter Obi to the rest of the country, especially the ones who have not really paid attention to him and at this stage just see him as a Southeasterner or an Igbo person. Peter Obi happens to be Igbo, just like I happen to be Igbo. But Peter Obi is a national figure, and he's running for president as a national figure that wants to represent Nigerians. And that's the bane of my discussion today. As you already know, my name is Fred Nwankwo, but I think it's important in trying to sell Peter Obi to you to also give you a little genesis about myself, so that you understand that this is not about an Igbo person supporting an Igbo person. I've been corrected that it's Igbo and not Igbo, and I know that, but I just keep slipping. As an Igbo person, I was born in Cameroon, when Cameroon was part of Eastern Nigeria, not when the part of Cameroon I lived in was part of Cameroon. At 5 years old, my parents moved to Lagos because the part of Cameroon we lived in decided that they wanted to join Cameroon and not stay with Nigeria. That's been very significant in my life because I truly see Yorubas as my people. I truly see Yoruba people as my brothers and sisters. I left Nigeria for the United States when I was 19 years old in 1978. And at the time I left Nigeria, cumulatively, I had spent 4 years in Cameroon, 5 years cumulatively in Eastern Nigeria, and that included the war years, and the rest of my Nigerian life in Lagos. If I was from the United States and you ask me where I'm from, I'll tell you I'm from Lagos. I'm an Igbo person, but I'm from Lagos. But because of the way our corrupt politicians have played with our minds and gerrymandered and politically engineered Nigeria, a man who spends his whole life in Enugu, who is from Ogun State, is seen as a man from Ogun State, not a man from Enugu. And a man who spends practically his whole life in Lagos or Ibadan or Ikorodu or Oyo or Abeokuta is seen as a Fulani man or an Igbo man if he is born into a Fulani or an Igbo family. There's really nothing wrong with that. I am very proud of being an Igbo man. There's nothing that hinders me as an Igbo man. But what I'm saying is that by growing up in Lagos, even as an Igbo man, a lot of my Igbo people tease me that I think like a Yoruba man. Whatever that means doesn't make sense to me. I think like a person. I think like a Nigerian. But I take pride in saying that none of them thinks more like an Igbo man than I do. But I also take pride if anybody says that I think like a Yoruba man. Yoruba people are very proud people and very good people and very cultural people and have contributed a lot to Nigeria. So why shouldn't I be proud of my Yorubaness while I maintain my Igbo-ness? And Yorubas, let's cut through the chase. I'm saying all this to tell you that an Igbo candidate with an open mind, a trustworthy Igbo candidate with a track record of building success can be elected president of Nigeria and work in the interest of Lagos, and work in the interest of Oyo State, and work in the interest of Ekiti State, and Ondo State, and Osun State, and Kogi State, and Kwara State, and Edo State, because there's a strong presence of Yorubas in Edo State. You don't have anything to be scared of him about. He's a man that has the interest of Nigerians at heart, not the interest of Igbos. And now let me talk to you in a language you and I understand. Àwọn Yorùbá. Nítorí Ọlọ́run ni mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ yín pé election tó ń bọ̀ yìí ní 2023 ẹ má jẹ́ ká fi tribalism bàjẹ́. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí brainwash and tribal sentiments àti religious bigotry bá ìlú wa jẹ́. 2023 fún wa ní serious opportunity láti return Nigeria sí glory days tari in the 60s and 70s. Awata lived 60s and 70s mọ̀ pé Nigeria was a very beautiful place to live during those times. And mi ò wá síbí láti condemn anybody pé àwọn náà wà responsible about nǹkan tó bàjẹ́ Nigeria. Gbogbo wa la bà Nigeria jẹ́. Gbogbo wa la dà Nigeria rú. Gbogbo wa la wà tribalistic. Gbogbo wa la wà ignorant. Ṣùgbọ́n ignorant yẹn ti tó now. PhD mélòó la ní? Nuclear scientist mélòó la ní? Ìgbà tó ń study láti get PhD, tó ń study láti jẹ́ nuclear scientists and IT engineers àti successful, brilliant medical doctors àti gbogbo àwọn lawyers ta nìyẹn. How many times no feel pé àwọn succeed nítorí pé Yorùbá làwọn, àbí pé Igbo làwọn, àbí pé Fúlàní làwọn? Èèyàn ni wọ́n jẹ́, smart people ni wọ́n jẹ́, smart people dẹni gbogbo wa. Ẹ jẹ́ á wo gbogbo àwọn candidates ta ní fún 2023. Ẹ jẹ́ á take wọn one by one. Ká kàn focus sí 3 parties: APC, PDP àti Labour Party. Tẹ́ bá wà nínú ọkàn tó ń lọ from Èkó to Enugu or from Èkó to Maiduguri, tán bá sọ fún yín pé tẹ́ bá wọnú ọkàn yẹn pé driver yìí wà very sober, kò mutí, kò mugbó, kò ṣe any of it, and very likely pé ó máa drive ní from Lagos to Maiduguri in safety. Ṣùgbọ́n Igbo ni driver yẹn. Tán dẹ̀ tún sọ fún yín pé driver yìí ó mọ mọ́tò wà ó, ṣùgbọ́n ó ti pẹ́ tí ò wá mọ́tò. And the last time to drive, there were some incidents. Ṣùgbọ́n nice person ni o. Ẹ̀yin lẹ máa decide mọ́tò ò lẹ fẹ́ wọ̀. Ṣé yìí tí ẹ wà almost guaranteed pé ó máa gbé yín débi tẹ́ ń lọ? Àbí yìí tí questions exist? Many of the people tó ń run new election yìí have contributed a lot to Nigeria. But ṣé mọ̀ pé age and times change. And tá bá ń try láti lọ bí kan. And we've been traveling for years at Edebe on a journey to jẹ́ pé it's a 10-hour journey. Adeti travel for 10 years at Edebe. Isn't it time to change? Isn't it time to find a better way to try and get to where we're trying to go? Àwọn Yorùbá, àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi tán wà ní Yorùbá land, mò ń bẹ̀ yín, mi ò ń ṣe outsider. Unlike many braggadocio Igbos tó máa sọ pé Lagos belongs to anybody. Irọ́. Appeal mi ò sọ pé Lagos belongs to anybody, everybody. I'm content pé visitor ni mi lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Mi ò ń ṣọmọlẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n mo like àwọn ọmọlẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ ti tó line ní ilẹ̀ tí mo gbé. Mo dẹ̀ ti ṣe everything right. Àwọn tó mọ̀ mí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, àwọn neighbors tá jọ gbé ní Bode Thomas, Irakari Estate, and now ibi tá ń gbé ní Ìkẹjà. Kò sí Yorùbá person tó mọ̀ mí tí ò ní sọ fún ẹ pé bọ̀bọ́ yẹn is a good person. Èmi dẹ̀ ń try láti sọ fún yín pé Peter Obi is a good person. Emma Bounty Mowi because I said it. Elo check antecedents. Elo check track record. Tebati check gbogbo àwọn kini. Emma Mokbe, we're in this fight together. Tabade succeed. I'ma enjoy success here together. Let's make choices in 2023 the way that it benefits everybody. Èmi náà fẹ́ sọ fún yín pé àwa ló kàn. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa bọ́n ṣe present 3 weeks ago yàtọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀mi ṣe fẹ́ present àwa tó kàn sí. Àwọn progressive Yorubas ló kàn. Àwọn progressive Igbos ló kàn. Àwọn progressive Fulanis and Hausas àtàwọn Edo, Urobo, Ìṣekiri, TV, Ijo, Ibibio, Efik, Edoma, Hausa, Igbera, gbogbo wọn, àwa ló kàn. Interest wa ló kàn. Àwọn youth wa ti suffer a lot. Of all the people tí mo mention yẹn, àwọn youth wa àtàwọn women wa ló kàn jù.
There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way.
Ẹ má jẹ́ ká dáyé àwọn youth wa jẹ́ náà nítorí pé à ń ṣe petty tribalistic politics. We can't get anywhere with tribalistic politics. We can't get anywhere with religious bigotry. And my end Yoruba version of Nkotimo Nsonsi, and let me take it to a language that everybody understands. The English language. 2023 elections belong to our youth if the progressive movement succeeds. And in my analysis of Nigerian politics, and I truly believe that I understand Nigeria's politics the best an outsider can understand it. And when I say an outsider, I don't mean because I live in the United States. I mean because I'm not a member of any other political party. And I know that they have their oaths and their rules that they follow. That is not the same one we follow. But for somebody who understands trends in politics, I put my reputation on the line when I say that the game changers in the next election in 2023 are not Igbos, they are not Fulanis, they are not Hausas. The game changers in the next election are the progressive Yorubas of the southwestern states of Nigeria and the progressives in the south-south regions of Nigeria. and the progressives in the middle belt regions of Nigeria. If those three groups of progressives can see the picture of what we have to gain collectively or what we have to lose collectively, and keep their eyes on the prize regardless of the tribe that the candidates come from, we can shock the world in February 2023. Take a good look at the trend in the southwestern states in the elections since 2011, especially the 2015 and the 2019 elections. There's no question about it that APC on paper won those elections. But you and I know that if those elections were run squarely and fairly, that PDP would have won those elections. And I'm not here campaigning for PDP. Labour Party did not come in strong in those two elections, but Labour Party is significant for 2023. And if progressive Yorubas do what they need to do, Lagos State is up for grabs. And the two likely parties to take Lagos State in 2023 are Labour Party or PDP. And what I just said tells you that I'm being objective and not sentimental. Labour Party is very new in Lagos in terms of a stronghold. PDP has serious structures in Lagos, and the only reason they have not won in the past is because they've been intimidated out of it and bulldozed out of it by thugs. Part of preparing for 2023 is that we also have to preemptively do everything it takes to make sure that the inmates are not running the asylum. We have to make sure that the elections are thug-free. Nigerians, these are very, very challenging times. And challenging times call for very, very creative planning. We must make sure that we leave no stones unturned. The progressive movement of Nigeria is the moral conscience of Nigeria. In representing that moral conscience, it's not time to buy what you're sold by our parents if their views are tribalistic. Many of us in our tribalistic modes, Igbos and Yorubas and Fulanis especially, will invoke the names of Zeke and Awolowo and Ahmadu Bello. And we invoke all these things we said they did to themselves, and we call ourselves fighting the fights of Zeke and Awolowo and Ahmadu Bello. Only a fool continues to fight a fight that he knows he's never gonna win. The tribal fights between Igbos and Yorubas are a distraction from what our mission should be. The tribal fights of Fulanis and the rest of the South is a distraction from what our mission should be. It may happen when I'm dead and gone, and I don't mean dead and gone in 2 years. I'm saying if I live a very long life, if I live till 90 or 100, I don't see Biafra coming to be in my lifetime. And for you Yorubas, if you live till 90 and 100, assuming you're in your 50s and 60s today, you are not going to live to see Oduduwa State. And for Fulanese, leave your pipe dream alone. You're wasting your time. Nigeria is not going to be Islamized. But if we continue on that Biafran fight and Oduduwa fight and Islamization fight, we're only going to achieve one thing: a lot of bloodshed, a lot of people dying, and a civil war that could go 50 years with nobody winning or losing. And in that case, the only real losers will be our children and our unborn children, who are going to be killing themselves for things their parents and grandparents did, just as we're killing ourselves today for things we allege that Zeke said to Awolowo and Awolowo said to Zeke and Ahmadu Bello said to Zeke and Awolowo and all that. Let's let it go. It's time to let it go. It's time to move on. There's a bigger picture in front of Nigeria. Even with the resources depleted, if we fix Nigeria in 2023 and start our rebuilding process, by 2027, Nigeria will take hold in Africa and pull the rest of Africa along. We have enough resources, both natural and human, to turn our country around. But most importantly, since we choose to always be calling on Zeke and Awo and Ahmadu Bello and all the tribalistic things they did to themselves, why don't we forget those alleged bad things we claim they did to each other? The only thing a Fulani man owes Ahmadu Bello, and the only thing an Igbo man owes Zeke and Ojukwu, and the only thing a Yoruba man owes Awolowo, it's not to continue in a fight to perpetuate their mistakes. The only thing we owe them is to build on the successes and the legacies they left us. And Awolowo left an incredible legacy for Western Nigeria, anchored around farming and universal free education. And today I don't have to tell you to drive around the Western states, probably especially Lagos. All that glitters is not gold. Let's for a second forget about Ikoyi and Victoria Island and Ikeja and Lekki and Ajan, those beautiful things we see. Let's travel Mushi and Agege and Ajegunle and Kirikiri and Morocco and the slum in Ebutemeta. Let's travel there and see how the kids are doing in the schools we have bequeathed them. Are those schools what Awolowo had in mind when he introduced universal free education for Yorubas? And why do we glamorize the beauty of what's in Victoria Island and Ikeja and close our eyes to the shame that our new leadership has bequeathed us and the shame they have turned the legacy of Awolowo into? Going east, we like bragging about how we're doing in WAEC and all that. But when we travel home, it takes us 5 hours to go from Onitsha to Arochukwu. It takes us 6 hours to go from Umuahia to Owerri Ogbunka. The roads are terrible. But we ignore all those things and brag about who we are and what we are as Igbos. And the Fulanis who want to conquer Nigeria and Islamize it. You can't even keep your own place in peace. Your people cannot travel from Abuja to Kaduna. A train is blown away and people are kidnapped and people are killed. Is that how to live? Let's focus on this 2023. I've seen non-Igbos coming out in swarms, jubilating in support of the candidate from Labour Party. I've heard Baba Ahmed talk way before he was picked as the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party. And I see a man who breeds Nigeria. I see a man who breeds fairness in Nigeria. It's what we're looking for, not fairness and equity and justice. If we have people who would deliver those to us, even though they are not from our tribe, why are we inhibited to support them? If the schools in Makoko are built to national standards and the slums are dredged and the people who live there can go around without stepping in dirty water and all that, does it not make for people who are now less envious of the people who put them in that state? If people can drive around the 5 southeastern states any time of day or night without worrying about unknown gunmen, and Yorubas can come to the southeastern states and their people are now telling them, unlost Igbo land, if you can travel anywhere in Igbo land and go back to Lagos, isn't it a good thing? And if the herdsmen can herd their cattle peacefully, not attacking anybody and nobody attacking them, isn't that progress? Isn't that what we're looking for? Nigerians, it's time to put our differences aside. And I'll conclude making a statement to Nigerians, even though it's a Yoruba statement that they make to themselves. In this case, it's not a Yoruba problem, it's a Nigeria problem. So I say this in conclusion. Nigeria, Eja Ronu, 2023 in Bo. Ejeka Ronu. And for those of you who don't speak Yoruba, what I said was Nigerians, think. Nigerians, think. Let's think progressively. If we think progressively, we can build a Nigeria in which everybody is happy. We can build a Nigeria that Nigerians outside Nigeria are proudly returning home to contribute to nation building. And our youth will cancel their visa applications and stay home to build their country for themselves, their children, and their grandchildren. I wish I could cry, but for a change, I couldn't even get the tears out. This is Fred Nwankwo once again, coming to you from our studios in Chicago, and concluding with a prayer that I hope we all live to see the glory days of Nigeria again. Good night.